Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
DJ PK, it's 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. We're joined now by RJ Young, national college football writer and analyst for Fox Sports. RJ, good morning.
Good morning.
RJ, you have this job because you don't like sports and games and athletes and coaches. You thrive on courtrooms, drama, and controversy. Am I right?
It certainly feels that way, especially given this summer, man. I mean, when you put all of this stuff together, I actually was writing a column about this for Fox Sports you can go check out, just in as far as what we have been through with administrations, with tampering, with hearings about this and that. My job has mostly become one where I can tell you exactly who runs college football. Would you like to know?
Sure, the local judge.
There you go. There it is.
I'm looking at your Twitter.
That's it, man. I mean, look, I never thought it would get to there because we all think about, like, what would we do as commissioner, right? But in this way, they get to be commissioner for a day, and their commissioning lasts for however long it's going to last. And Brendan Sorsby, man, that's the latest and worst of the commissioner ruling so far. And that's the other thing. Is it going to get worse? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, you know, we talk about how the cornerback is out on an island trying to guard some big-time receiver, and that could be a difficult job. And it seems like Texas Tech is that cornerback where they are out on an island and everybody and their dog is coming down on them on this issue in their support of Sorsby. And it looks like, well, gambling be damned, we're playing to win, and if you don't like it, tough. And so with that in mind, with your action being so dominant, negative towards Texas Tech, what do you think the chances are they just throw up their hands and say, hey, we've rethought this, and it's not in the best interest of our young man, of our football program, of the game of college football, and so he does not play?
Wouldn't that be the cool thing to do? Wouldn't that be the classy thing to do? Nothing that Texas Tech has done so far has been cool or classy. It has been a roughneck with a little bit of money. Now showing up to the tables, now showing up to the restaurant saying, okay, I demand good service now. I have enough money to buy out this entire restaurant. You treat me like you treat everyone else. But hey, the money gets you in the door. You still got to have some courtesy and politeness about this. And Texas Tech is flaunting its nose at all of this. I mean, this being your analogy, I'm going to fix it a little bit. Well, I'm going to play with it a little bit, right? You say cornerback on an island. It's not so necessarily being a cornerback on an island. It is a cornerback on an island who is committing pass interference, grabbing, but pushing the face mask, pulling, throwing the wide receiver down. And there's a different side judge every single time. And the side judge is like, I don't think that's pass interference. And the rest of us are like, wait, can we see pass interference in the dictionary? And this is one of those. We have a player who is the first we know about that bet on his own team and is being allowed to play football. We have a player that allegedly broke multiple state wagering laws who's being allowed to play college football. We have a player who has bet more than 90 grand over 10,000 times, who has an addiction, who needs help, who's being allowed to play college football. And it's not even that people have been ganging up. It's we have to protect the integrity of our team and our sport. So we can't afford to be playing football or any other sport with Texas Tech. And that's where the Big 10, Big 12, and even Georgia's AD have got, we got to have these real conversations. We might not be able to participate in these sports with them if this is how they're going to get down. Because now it's not just Brendan Sorsby. It's this going, we're fine if it's our guy that was gambling on games, gambling on his own team. We're not if it was your guy. I don't think that the rest of college football is going to put up with that for very long.
Does Texas Tech have the stomach to be on an island? I mean, the whole collegial thing, and you walk in a room and everybody walks to the other side of the room and you're getting side eyes going up and down the hallway at every convention. Do they really want that?
Yeah, they have the stomach for it for now. It's June. It's June. Well, the way this goes is we got Big 12 media days in July.
Yeah.
I doubt they bring Brendan Sorsby. But every single coach and every single player will be asked, hey, what do you think about this in one way, shape, or form? You're not running from this. When they play Oregon State or ain't played nobody conference member Abilene Christian, they'll be asked about this. This is the story. This is as big as Michigan in 2023, getting caught cheating going, we're sticking to being who we are. So when you ask, do they have a stomach? Yes. But this follows them forever. And do you really want to talk about this forever? No. So you're going to get hostile about it. You're going to get angry about it. You're going to say, hey, the courts decided to try to pass the buck on this. But generally speaking, people have the stomach for winning. If they're winning, they will put up with whatever it is that we have to say. It's not about what they're willing to put up with. It's what we're willing to allow.
Yeah, you are so right. We go down there and broadcast for both days because we got BYU and Utah, and they split them up one day, the next, and then vice versa. And I was thinking about this yesterday, obviously, that this is going to be the dominant story. We're barely going to be talking about football. When Yormark gets up there and makes his presentation at the Star, this is going to be the overwhelming topic. They're going to try to downplay it, but the rest of us who don't have an allegiance to the Big 12 in terms of getting paid by them, and they don't set the agenda for us, this is all we're going to want to talk about. And it's only a month away. And it's going to – Joey McGuire is going to get – no one's going to talk about the 15 transfers that you spend $20 million on. That's going to be secondary. This is going to be the overwhelming story. It's going to be a huge black eye on the Big 12 where we're not even talking football when we're down there when we're supposed to be talking football.
I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. And I don't fault anybody in the Big 12 for any of this, right? Like Sonny Dykes is actually loud about it. He's a Texas Tech grad, coach at Texas Christian. He's going, we lost the soul of the sport. We lost the soul of the sport because a local judge in Lubbock County, retired 2019, believed that it is in the best interest of Brendan Sorsby to play football rather than to permanently make him ineligible. And this all comes back from kind of a precedent that the NCAA set. And the NCAA's enforcement arm kind of sucks, right? It doesn't really get to do much. But in 2025, Indiana volleyball assistant coach Brett Agnew was found to have placed more than 700 bets, including 27 on football and men's basketball, totaling $327,000 over 5 months. And he got a 2-year show cause, a 10-game suspension, and a public reprimand. The point there is that he was not permanently banned for his action betting on sports. He doesn't work in NCAA volleyball. Last I checked, he was at Indy Ignite coaching women's volleyball there. But I think that's the thing. It was because they pulled back just a little bit on a guy that did something as egregious as Brendan Sorsby was dealing with this. Now, if you're Brett Yormark and you know that, you have to come to your members and go, okay, so maybe the SEC, maybe the Big Ten got an idea here. We should all break away and make our own rules that we can enforce on each other. Because if they're just going to use lawyers and judges to go look at precedents of what the NCAA has done over the past 100+ years, we all might be up a creek here. And not for nothing, we're not talking about Brendan Sorsby and Texas Tech here today because we want to, or what that we're going to want to in July. It's because that's what our listeners and readers are going to demand. This is the biggest story to them. They want to know about this. They don't give a damn anymore that Kirk Francis is QB3 at Texas Tech when he got there, went to the University of Tulsa, and he's going to have to start against Oregon State and Abilene Christian. They only care that Brendan Schwartz is probably going to be on the sideline in a Red Raiders hat when he shouldn't be.
What do you think the Big 12 commissioner is going to do? Who's going to lead the charge? Is there a school that you've heard is super fired up about this? I mean, the Big 12, they're mad. They want to take a stand. It's one of their own, so maybe they have to be a little careful about long-term relationships, but the short-term interest is so powerful, maybe they really go to town here. Who's going to lead the charge, and what are they going to do? What can they do?
I don't think there's much to do here this close to the season. The NCAA is already appealing, but that appeal probably will not be heard in Texas court for at least 9 months, which basically gives Brendan Sorsby ultimate relief. You can publicly reprimand them, but you should have done that already when they tried to reinstate him after making him ineligible. you can stop your feet, you can try to ostracize them. But I think this is going to be as chilly as it was when Oklahoma and Texas decided to leave for the SEC. Didn't mean anybody didn't play them. Didn't mean that anybody liked them either. It's just we're voicing our opinion about what you did. And Texas Tech would be like, fine, cool, whatever. Are we playing football? Stop the ball now. And that's where they're going to live. They're going to thrive on that. And if you really, really, really hate what Texas Tech has done, the only thing that you can do this year is beat the snot out of them. In every single sport you got to play. And you can remind them that, hey, you did this, and now we have more of an incentive to want to beat you, and ain't nobody going to like you for some time.
Can there be some good come about this? You already talked about maybe breaking away and forming some form of own body in which the legislation then has teeth. I'm wondering if that's something that maybe when we look back and say, well, at least there was a positive.
Yes, but it is all long-term, right? None of it is going to help us feel better about what's going on. It is the education of athletes in gambling, the education of fans in gambling. It is really making those lines even brighter as it denotes those things. But I don't think that there's going to be a big overarching change in who governs the sport. Like the NCAA governs the sport because nobody else wants to. It's a thankless job. Nobody likes doing it. And teams generally like the rules unless they're applied to them, right? And then they want to go sue people. I think in as far as what it is that this sport is becoming and how it is being professionalized, maybe we get quicker to a CBA and a union that won't have any teeth with a transient population every 5 years. But you get closer to making the model look more like the NFL. And if the model looked more like the NFL and you had a real-life commissioner, something like this happens, say, Deflategate, we know that an arbiter would go, well, in your system, Roger Goodell has the say over what happens to Tom Brady. And that's what happened, and that's what we're missing. Perhaps we get there, but I have yet to meet someone that we can all agree on that should have the job that wants the job. Like we all go, Nick Saban should be commissioner. He don't want this job with all his heart. He just wants to be on television and tell us all what's broken about it, but he don't want to be the dude doing the fixing and punishing. I do the job, but ain't enough people going to agree on that down the line. I think as we get closer and closer to things like this really getting on our skin and we get these administrators in a room that say, okay, enough. We got to agree on who could actually be the guy to be over the top of our sport, be our Adam Silver, be our Roger Goodell. Maybe this is the thing that does it. I don't think it is, but it certainly will get us closer to it because nobody's having any fun, guys.
When you talk about a union and a collective bargaining agreement, what is the players' motivation for doing it? I mean, the baseball players don't – they can get locked out. So they don't want a salary cap. I don't know why college athletes – they get to move every year and there's a bidding war for them. Why would they agree to a CBA? What's in it for them?
They wouldn't. They wouldn't. Like, that's just it. They would not. There's very, very little that is in it for the student athlete, which I think is a very good point that not enough people raise. I'm glad you raised it, though, because it's what I think about all the time. Look, the reason that the sport needs one is so that the rules are easily applied. The reason a college athlete looked at this and it's like this Brendan Sorsby outcome, it's the best possible outcome for a player. Because, oh, okay, cool. The rules that I can actually bend or break just got a little bit broader. So how would you get something like this to form? The worst part about this is about 5 years ago, a group of players from Northwestern came up with an idea to make a union, try to get it past the National Labor Board. It was like, we actually think it's in the best interest of us long term. And we think that the NCAA and college football benefits from this. And they said no, because the short-term pain of having a union where you would have to pay them, revenue share and all these things, just didn't seem like anything that the rest of us wanted to go through. Now that House First NCAA is online, everybody's like, oh, wait, that union thing, can we do it? And the players are like, no, you said screw us. And frankly, this is working for us. Why would we change? It's a very good question, and I don't think that they would willingly.
Cody Campbell, the mega booster for Texas Tech, who's the Board of Regents chairman and all that stuff, and he's writing op-eds for USA Today, trying to get reform in college sports. He comes off as a statesman, but then on the other hand, he's going on social media arguing with fans. In my mind, this whole thing damages his credibility, and he's just a fanboy who wants to win, and he happens to be rich. On the other hand, he wants to reform the entire landscape of college sports, which sounds like it's a good deal, but I think this is making him look bad. What do you think?
I think Cody Campbell is doing what's in the best interest of Texas Tech. I think he has never hidden that. I think from the moment he sold his oil company for $4 billion and basically said to everybody, Texas Tech sports is about to get a lot better, he's kept his word. Opening the Sports Broadcasting Act so that we don't have competing big-time college football games is a great idea on its face. You can understand why the networks are like, no, because you go back to 1984 and the NCAA lawsuit with Oklahoma and Georgia going, we would like to sue the NCAA for the right to play on national television anytime a network wants to have us. You get the formation of television conferences like the Big 12, extension of other conferences like SEC, Big 10, so forth. And as far as what Cody Campbell is doing, I got a hard time really laying this at his feet because I'm here to tell you, man, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was raised a Sooner, right? I get hell because I don't talk or say enough good stuff about Oklahoma, right? It's like, where are you from? Most fans, given the kind of money and the kind of stroke that Cody Campbell has found for himself, are going to do exactly what he's doing. There are things that they genuinely would like to see fixed, and there are things that they genuinely would like to see with OU that would go win. So they're going to work in both of those interests as they see fit because it's their money, it's their time. Now, I think that dude's taken up a lot of our time and a lot of our conversation for that reason. So I submit to you that, in the state of Oklahoma, we got about 4 million plus people, and they're all head coaches. But one of them getting paid to coach at OU, right? Make one of those folks a mega booster like Cody Campbell, you're probably going to get similar results. And as far as what he is saying, I'm not as interested, right? I'm more interested in how far down the line this goes and how long he continues to stick with the program being their Boone Pickens. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with this idea, but boosters get old. Boosters go away. What will be left after he gets there? Because Texas Tech will still be on the mid-con, and we'll still be getting oil and gas out of the ground there. I don't see a long term on this one. They're good now. They will be for a little bit longer. But the impact he's going to have on the sport is the one that any boosters had on the sport for the last 100 years.
If Sorsby ends up playing, neither PK or I expect that. And maybe that's just a blind spot from me watching college football for so long, and that's usually how these things play out with gambling. You go away, you get suspended. So I don't think he's going to play, but if he does play, there'll be, on one hand, a lot of people want to boo him the second he comes out for warm-ups. There'll be another group saying that is just bad for his mental health. It shouldn't be like that. You don't have to like it. What do you think it's going to be like in road stadiums when he plays, and what's he going to have to handle, and what do you think his ability to handle that would be like?
I don't know about his ability to handle it because, frankly, he's never been in this situation before, but he is going to get the best haterade that could possibly be stirred and distributed at every single away stadium he visits. That's without question. That's whether or not he's on the football field. I genuinely believe he will play football. He will play football. He will start their third game. He is good enough, right, to make them good enough. I was watching what the sports books did. One made Texas Tech odds to win the national championship 18-1 with him. 14-1 with him, and him at 18-1 get the Heisman. I'd short the Heisman. Heisman voters are going. They vote their feelings. They don't like this. He's not winning the Heisman Trophy, even if he goes from 5,000 yards to 50. TD, it's not happening. But, again, I'm from Oklahoma, which is, say, Southwest Conference, Big 12 Conference, now the SEC. Guys, I learned from Sooner fans that Alex Gillespie was born in the Soviet Union. You know how many hammers and sickles we're going to see at stadiums when Alex Gillespie comes to town because you have to be the head coach at Auburn? Fans are going to go out on this. Now, his ability to handle it, hey, man, I think that they're going to hide him. I think they're going to do everything they can to take care of him. I don't think he's going to crack on the football field. I think it'll be at the end of this is very hard, but also at the end of this, he's in a good spot in as far as him taking care of him. And if there is a good thing to come out of this, honestly, I did not expect a university like Texas Tech to wrap its arms around a player like Brendan Sorsby, given this guilt, given this charge. That's been remarkable to see. We're all going to, they're paying him a lot of money to play football, and that's easy to do. But I also got to say, I've never seen this before. I've never seen someone be this wrong in their actions. And an institution like Texas Tech, lockstep, go, nope, this is one of our guys. We love him to death. We know he said that what he did was wrong. We're still going to back him to the wall no matter what you say. Families everywhere, I think, can learn from that and also appreciate that. We just, hey, Texas Tech, we wish you would have wrapped your arms around somebody else.
We'll leave it right there, RJ. We appreciate your time and all your energy. Thanks for coming on, all sorts of fired up about college football.
Thanks, DJ. Talk to you guys soon.
RJ Young, national college football writer and analyst for Fox Sports. DJ PK brought to you in part by RGS Exteriors. Join Scotty G and the coach Tim Lacombe tomorrow from 10 to 2 at RGS Exteriors at 4235 Farm Road in West Jordan. When we come back, everything you missed in this show, NBA Finals Game 3, the Spurs get a W. We will get to that. Stay with us.
For Jazz fans, it's been a rough few years. Well, those days are behind us as the Utah Jazz finally struck gold in the NBA Draft Lottery.
Picking second.
As the Jazz prepare to draft a potential superstar with the number 2 overall pick, nobody will bring you better coverage of the NBA Draft than the KSL Sports Zone. For all the breaking news, high-profile interviews, and player analysis leading right up to draft night, keep it locked on your exclusive home of Utah Jazz basketball, 97.5. The KSL Sports Zone.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's room of choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
It's time for the Slacker Radio headlines brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today, your local trusted financial fiduciary. Call them at 1-855-TRAJAN1 or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com.
Trajan Wealth, Trajan Wealth. Yeah, Trajan Wealth.
Game number 3 is win number 1 for the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama had two dunks in 2 minutes to start the game.
Yeah, me and Brendan, we made some money on that one.
Had a kid. Way to go.
It was like a whole different San Antonio ball club from game 1 and 2 to game 3. I love their aggressiveness. We're just going to go to the basket, man. And I could hear Steve Cleveland in my ear all those years. Take it to the basket. Get to the free throw line. Get some confidence going. Don't settle. And it's like, that's exactly what they did. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a game. I thought maybe the Knicks might blow them out. You know, all the stars. The 3 coolest athletes in New York City history.
Derek Jeter was there. I thought of your massive man crush on him.
I have one.
I know. Eli was up and getting fired up, and I'm like, well, he did live most of his adult life in New York. It's close enough. Yeah, and I don't think he was in NBA towns.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's good enough.
Yeah, it was. Okay, those two. Who else?
No, I got.
You didn't count Eli. It was Jeter?
Jeter's one. Uh-huh. The 3 coolest athletes in New York
Clyde,
history.
How about that suit? Can you see me walking into that?
No.
It takes people of a certain stature to pull that off. He's Clyde. He can do it.
He was the biggest thing when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So he's 2.
Mm-hmm. I don't get celebrity starstruck. We've been around too many celebrities. It'd just be exhausting. There's no point in it. But I got to say, in a Jazz pregame media meal room, probably 15, 20 years ago, I saw him. It wasn't when I first got here. It was a little later on. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
He always had pregame meal with Jerry.
It was pretty cool.
Every year.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd come through town once.
Yep.
And I'd go every time the Knicks were playing, and I'd walk in, and Jerry would be facing the door. Frazier would be his back would be to us because he'd be sitting across from Jerry, and they'd be talking because they were contemporaries. And then when you'd walk in and you go to set your stuff down, Jerry would look at you, catch your eye, and he'd give you the heads up. Every time. Like he acknowledged you.
He did.
He'd always raise his head.
Just a nod of the head. No, I can see it clear as day.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have to be facing the door. He could be facing 90-degree angle. He would still be aware. Yeah. Peripheral vision. He had it.
And just, hey, I know who you are. How's it going? I know I just saw you 3 days ago, but
yeah, it doesn't matter, right? No, he greeted people very.
Yeah. So
he was Jerry was a very unusual, one of a kind guy. Regard, just so different.
Yeah, and I've said one of the greatest thrills of my life was getting to know him on a personal level when we went to Mexico.
Yeah, I don't I never got to hang out with him in that kind of a social situation over that long a period of time. There were a couple times, maybe briefly, including in media rooms.
Yeah. And then there was one time he was walking on the concourse. This was after. And he sees my wife and I coming from a distance, and he's smiling. And he goes, "Hey, man, I know I some people that I know I can talk with." So we stop. We're chatting up. He got to know my wife a little bit. And this guy walks by. Jerry's 6'5", and it's a smaller guy. And he stops in. He's, "Oh, man, I'm waiting for you to get back on that sideline." Jerry's blah, 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 talking to us. "You're going to have to wait a hell of a long time then." It goes right back to talking.
Thank you, Jerry.
So who's my third coolest?
Well, I'm trying to think who else I saw in the crowd.
No, I'm just talking.
Oh, they didn't have to be at the game?
No.
Oh, I thought they had to be at the game, and I was going through all the celebrities I saw. I saw Jeter there. I saw Eli there. I saw Clyde.
Those are the three coolest athletes in the history of New York professional sports.
You're not going to say Babe Ruth, and you should.
No.
I mean, that guy stopped traffic. Okay, so let's go with someone more recent. Yeah, I think it was, but whatever.
This guy was cool.
Hold on. I'm rolling.
And not all of it was positive, but he was cool.
Reggie Jackson. Sun Devil.
He was a Sun Devil.
Yeah. Oh, he was a big, big deal. Man, if I said Babe Ruth stopped traffic, Reggie Jackson stopped traffic. Reggie.
But was he really cool?
Reggie. Yes.
Oh, you gotta take it.
It's different. It's not like Walt cool.
But it's got to take it beyond just playing.
Yeah, but there's a certain style, a certain swagger. The way Reggie's knee was scrape the ground, launch his majestic.
Yeah, but you're talking about ball playing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about beyond ball playing.
Walking down the street. A certain je ne sais quoi.
I don't
means.
speak Greek, but yeah.
Let's see.
This other guy had it. And his coolness might actually have superseded his ball playing, but his ball playing particularly one time.
And he wasn't at the game?
I don't know if he was. They didn't show him.
They didn't show him, okay. Because I saw Patrick Ewing at the game, but I wouldn't describe him as cool. Yeah, I wouldn't
Great
describe
player.
cool.
But
Right. Yeah.
Talking about cool, man. Cool.
Joe Namath.
Friggin' Joe Cool.
There you go.
He's got to be on the list.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, the white fur on the sideline. That photo cracks me up. You see that thing? It's on social media like once a month. I see that, and I'm like, no way. Dude, what a white
He's
fur
the original Joe Cool.
He came through town. I got to interview him. It was great. That
came on our show, and he acted like we were boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are my three coolest athletes in New York history.
Joe Namath, Derek Jeter, Clyde Frazier.
Yeah.
Can't debate the coolness in any of them. Yeah, and there's something, I get your point about the subtlety of the word cool as opposed to people being awestruck when they see somebody. Mm-hmm. I mean, it does take a certain amount of that to get that, but they could be awestruck for something else. And there's something about Babe Ruth, horking down hot dogs in the dugout that isn't cool. You just ate 17 of them, babe. I'm not sure that's cool.
He was the babe.
Yeah.
He was on another level.
Yep. All right, so what are the Knicks going to do to bounce back? I think they got to get Cat more involved defensively. 10 shots is not enough.
Offensively, but yeah.
Offensively, yeah, sorry. Put Wembayama on defense. Get him to spend some energy at the end of the court. Maybe get him in foul trouble. Cat's really good.
Yeah,
he didn't have a great game. And you're right, other people filled in for him. I mean, other people, Clarkson may not shoot it like that next time out. That was vintage Jordan Clarkson right there.
Clarkson on an OB and Hart had big games. And Brunson's got to be more efficient. He can't go 10 for 30.
Brunson is getting beat up in this series. Wembayama cracking him and no call. What was that?
I think that he felt like he was being held and stuff. But yeah, I agree.
Well, there is a lot of holding going on in this series. And then people complain about the refereeing. It's like, well, you complain if they whistle 51 fouls and give 70 free throws, which happened in the Western Conference Finals, but they were defending the same way. It's like they grab and hold and dare you to call it, and then they complain when you do.
I think the problem from the Knicks' perspective is they got 3 fouls, it seemed like, on the first possession of the fourth quarter, and it was clear the game was going to be decided in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden they're barely breathing, and San Antonio's parading to the free throw line. What was it, 24-8?
In the second half. Yes.
And so that
It was
a problem.
32-22 for the game.
Yeah. And so
Be the aggressor, go to the hoop.
yeah, force the issue, man, because you're right in it's all gamesmanship, and Mike Brown spent the portion of the post-game gamesmanship for Game 4. There's no point in rehashing Game 3. It's over.
Except to put the officials for Game 4 on notice.
Right.
Yeah.
You can do that in the regular season, but this is all about what's to come.
Yep.
And we've seen it. And that's part of their job. And if he gets fined, so be it. But that's the coach's job, I believe. Maybe if there's a distinguished, established captain star, he can do it. But the rest of the guys, keep your mouth shut. The coach has to do it.
Yep.
And he was planting the seeds for Game 4.
Yeah. Shaq in the post game was like, Phil told me, winners don't complain. And he's telling them to shut up and not complain. Like, whoa. Phil didn't want the players complaining and get that in their head.
Right.
Phil will handle it. That's his job.
That's his job.
Phil complained like there was no tomorrow. But he was working the ref in the next game.
That's their job.
Exactly.
Unless, if there's an established star, like you'd see Stockton go over and talk to him. Stockton had earned the right
Yeah, he was
to
also
say something.
super subtle about it.
But he would do it.
He did.
He's not
He would wait till they were shooting the free throws.
Draymond Green here.
No, he would wait till they're
and
shooting
that's
the free
fine.
throws, and the
Right.
camera's off him. He'd bend over to tie his shoe, and in the days when we sat down and wrote 2 and 3, you'd be like, "Wow, John is unloading on that referee," but he didn't embarrass him.
He earned the right.
He didn't wave a finger at him underneath the hoop while the camera's still on him.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Neither did Mike Brown.
right.
He didn't show him up during the game.
Man, I felt
after the game he made his statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the refs, I mean, they were really struggling. There's 3 reviews, and then they had to overturn them all. And Pablo Mastroianni's come on and told us correctly, hey, asking referees to overturn something when they already made the call, they don't want to. But they missed it by so much. They actually overturned them all. Well, now he's out of challenges. Why do they have that rule? If you keep winning your challenges, why do you lose them?
I don't think you should. On baseball, you don't.
Yeah.
But I think that playoff basketball, particularly the finals, is the hardest thing in the history of refereeing.
It's really hard. Totally agree. They're making it hard with all the holding and the
stakes are
clutching
so much
and
higher.
grabbing.
The regular season,
Yeah.
if you went to the arena and felt the energy and the intensity, their energy from the crowd and the intensity from the players, everybody would be dead by Thanksgiving. You couldn't sustain it. But here, I've said this forever. This is the blessing and the curse of the NBA. The regular season goes on and on, too many games, blah, 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 and people lose interest. And the playoffs are so intense. The finals everything matters, that it is as good a show as there is in playoffs, any playoffs. Hockey gets a lot of run, great. But basketball, who takes a big hit in the regular season, the biggest hit, the playoffs are just as good as any other playoff. The intensity and everything and the crowd, and you can see the crowd. You don't really see the crowd in hockey, whereas you just see them going nuts, and it's just so cool. And trying to refereeing that, these guys just get plastered for refereeing, but it's so dang hard. Because you're going to do everything, every trick that you could possibly come up with that's skirting the rules, you're going to do.
Yes, there's 10 floppers out there, whatever they say. And they're trying to figure out when they're screened from the ref, and they're holding, they're clutching and grabbing. And if the refs call every foul, literally call the rule book, they'll get ripped. 51 fouls, 70 free throws. Nobody wants to see that.
No.
But if they don't call it, then they're terrible, and the games are fixed, and on down the line, and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.
I know.
So it's brutal. All I ask is that they don't miss the obvious stuff. And in the fourth quarter, I thought they missed obvious stuff. And in Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals, there were some brutal no calls.
Well, I think that they go to the free throws discrepancy. If it's ballpark, if it was 33 to 29, Mike Brown can't say anything.
Right. But you can't have Wemby hitting Brunson like that. Wemby's hit 3 or 4 guys during the playoffs. Now, one time he got disciplined for it. And the other times he largely gets away with it. He's got to quit hitting guys in the head. That needs to stop.
I agree.
Just get the obvious stuff. All the clutching and grabbing coming off every screen. Cat was holding. Wemby was trying to run over and set a screen, and Cat just had him wrapped up.
Oh, they all do that.
I know. And so that's where that part I'm not complaining about. That's really hard to ref. It's like, well, how many fouls are you going to call? And in the last 2 minutes of the game, when there's already a free throw discrepancy, Towns is just staring him, calling again.
I don't think it's about individual fouls. It's about free throw margins.
And they were plus 10 on the road.
And that's what got Brown upset.
Yeah.
A referee once told Steve
yeah.
Cleveland before the first media timeout, when his team had 5 fouls and the other team didn't have any, he looked at him and said, relax. We haven't even gotten to the first media timeout. What he's telling him, we'll even it out.
Hockey tonight, Game 4, Stanley Cup Final. 2 of the 3 games have gone overtime. Vegas leads 2-1. Might as well turn it on and watch. It is a fool's errand to predict what will happen. Good luck figuring that out.
Oh, yeah, I got no idea. I mean, I've watched every game, and you try to get a feel, but it's so hard to get a feel on this. You think, Vegas, they're going to smoke them, and then the next thing you know, it's tied, and then they win.
The Oakland Sacramento Athletics have moved to Las Vegas for 6 games, a 1-week homestand. A little preview, trying to build a little bit of a fan base in Vegas. And what do? They lose to Milwaukee 15-14 in 12 innings, a wild game. They blow an 8-3 lead. They score 4 in the 9th to tie the game, 4 in the 10th to tie the game, and then lose in the 12th.
Yeah, I thought it was a college game there.
Well, 15-14, I get why you, except for the ping of the aluminum bat. Yeah, I can see why you go there. But, to your point, there's a little bit of elevation there. Not a lot, but a little bit. And is it going to be like Colorado?
Well, they'll know stuff going into it, so they'll be able to circumvent it to an extent. It won't get to that point, I don't think.
And what will happen if baseball comes to Utah? Bum.
And if it ends up being that way, then it's going to be a struggle because pitchers don't want to go to Colorado.
Nope, they do not. All right, DJ and PK, stay with us. We got your feedback next, right here on The Zone. DJ and PK, it is time for your feedback. What have you got to say about today's show? Yahoo reports Big 12 administrators have had serious talks about not playing Texas Tech in any sports. You think they have the guts to follow through? DCWVC says, I wish if Sorsby suits up at all this season, Tech should be toast. Ted says, no. Period.
They don't have the guts? Well, I think they can maybe sanction them.
What would that look like? What would they be sanctioning? How do they sanction them?
He's ineligible. 5 games, 7 games. Some form of suspension.
Lengthen that 2-game suspension?
Yeah.
Can they give him a 6-game suspension, and then will he want to be there, and will he just take off? It's different, but I'm drawing a parallel with Retzlaff.
I understand that. It depends on what the money, what level does Cody Campbell just say, well, we'll forgive the money that we're paying you even if you don't play? So there's money involved.
Yeah. That's a factor. I can see that.
What are the ramifications there? If it's 6 games, I mean, I think he ought to do what Retzlaff did. Now, he wouldn't probably be able to go like Jake.
He wouldn't go to another school, but he could go to the NFL. And if he's going to face a suspension in the NFL, I'm just guessing here, but I'm guessing he would. But if he is, there's an argument like, we'll just get on with it. Just go get drafted in whatever round in this, and then serve the suspension this year.
Well, the
and
round
get on with it,
in the supplemental draft is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned.
Except it would define again how much money he makes.
I understand.
But other than that,
but you can't be worried about the money. You're trying to be worried about making a team at the NFL level. You can be worried about the money here, and would you have to pay it back and blah blah blah. I understand all that, but yeah, there might be. It might be in his best interest to show a real what's in terms of getting over it and being serious, because now it seems like you went to rehab for show. Some people can claim that. I'm not saying I do, but you went to rehab for show, and then 6 weeks later you're out, and then you're worried about playing again. When you've got this serious gambling problem, and it seems like playing shouldn't be at the top of your list. It should be getting this eradicated from your mind and all the things that you do, and never bet again. As part of the deal with Pete Rose, he kept showing up at tracks.
He did.
Which is legal.
It is, but dude.
But it's not a good look.
Right, yeah. I mean, have a sense of the moment.
Yeah, you're
Read the
basically
room.
flipping a finger at whoever was the commissioner after Giamatti. I don't even remember. And then on to, what's-his-face, the Milwaukee Brewers owner, C-League. And, you went through all that. And if you would have put on seminars and spoke to the evils of gambling, particularly the young people, maybe there would have been some change. I have no idea. But, if he did that, then it did look like, okay, you went through the rehab, and really it was just about lay low, be over there for a while, and then you'll come back and in the summer start getting ready for the 26th season. That's not a good look.
Mark Harlan says he's disheartened by the injunction today in the Brendan Sorsby matter. Don't even BYU fans agree with him this time. I would think they do.
Yeah, you got to get off Mark's back on this one.
I don't. Yeah, this one isn't. You got to go find something else to argue about.
He's got your best interest at heart here.
Cody, I'd like to congratulate the Utes for not being the most hated team in the Big 12 right now.
I don't know that there was a most hated. I guess there has to be somebody. Was it?
But it's now Texas Tech.
Oh, I don't think it's resoundingly now
right.
Texas Tech. But it was trending that way either way.
The winning and the jealousy will usually do it.
The money.
Yep.
It's not necessarily the winning. It's the way you're winning in the new world.
If you have a lot of money and you're losing, then you get laughed at like the Mets.
Well, you don't.
Or the Angels.
But you don't at the college level. That's not going to happen.
No big money. Texas, not right now, but over the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah, but
they're viewed as
it's
underachieving.
totally different now. Now it's
they're close enough. They're close enough now that it's but they still had resources. I mean, you get the best facilities, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but the facilities don't put money in my pocket.
It is different paying players, no doubt. And Sarkisian's record, they're close enough to the top now.
Well, they're competitive.
It's not like they're out there wandering around at 6-6 and everybody's looking at them like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Which they had some of that going on.
Yeah. Them, Nebraska, and teams that were big way back when. But I suspect Texas will be fine going forward. Basically, you're asking the coach not to screw it up.
Jesse says, honestly, college sports are a crap show now. Judges can overrule anything the NCAA says or does.
Well, if you can overrule gambling, what can't you overrule?
Yeah, this is it's a clean sweep. Chris Lovell brought it up when he was on. It's Vanderbilt got a 7th year, and Trinidad Chambliss, Ole Miss, they got a bonus year. And was it Alabama basketball was another example he had? They won.
Charles Bediako, the guy that tried to come back, played 5 games, and got ruled officially ineligible.
And now this, and it's just, the NCAA just takes one L after another in court.
But this is the ultimate.
I have a hard time
this is one that
believing
everybody agrees on except Cody and McGuire.
Yeah. Tech's an outlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody else agrees on it. And my guess, if it were Texas Tech that was not involved, they'd agree on it.
Oh, yeah. If Sorsby had gone to LSU, maybe
How
LSU.
could you?
Maybe LSU would be in the. Yeah, but Tech would be like, this is so wrong.
It'd be like olive oil in The Shining. How could you? How could you?
Olive oil in The Shining.
You remember that one?
You're mixing your movies. She did play olive oil, though, yes. All right, DJ PK, we're out of time. Scotty G and the coach Tim Lacombe are next right here on The Zone.
Summer is all about freedom, fun, and growing up. And between the ages of 9 and 13, kids are starting to form their views about alcohol. With more independence, their still developing brains need more guidance and support than ever. That's why summer is the perfect time to stay connected and plan fun, safe family activities together. Research shows kids who spend quality time with their parents doing what they enjoy are less likely to drink underage. And when kids feel close to you, they're more likely to listen, especially when you set clear expectations. In fact, kids who drink before 15 are far more likely to struggle with alcohol later. This summer, create a no-bummer summer with fun, alcohol-free activities for your kids. Go to summer.parentsempowered.org to take a quick quiz and discover ideas tailored to your family. A little time together can make a big difference. For more information and to learn more about how to prevent underage drinking, visit parentsempowered.org.
Sorsby.